go. You can use articles. You can use things from the chapter. You can use notes. Got about 15 seconds in. You should have 4 things written down. Freedom, order, and equality. Definitions, article examples, however you want to use it. Write them down. 30 seconds in. You should have 7 things written down right now. That's the point. You can walk around as much as you need.
Okay, boss.
Walk around as much as you need.
Get it moving.
You want to zoom in on people, that's fine too. Let's see, what are we going to have here? Looks like we're going to have mixed group. Mixed group. Looks like we've got Kevin's group. Kevin's group. Josie's group.
Order is the law.
Josie's group. Jack's group in the back.
Limitations and then qualities you get.
Jack's group in the back. Phil's group. Gotta be. Karen's group.
So law is protecting the citizens, order, and tranquility.
Okay, got about 30 seconds. Should be up to 12 things written down by now.
It's for freedom versus order.
Be as specific as you can be on these.
Woman in the police office.
15 seconds.
Okay, so that's order because they have to.
Winning group gets bonus points on exam 1. And the longer it goes, the more bonus points you get. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, stop right there. Next group, give me a fact. The title or the categories are freedom, order, and equality. Anybody in the group, go ahead.
All right, it's always a balancing act between the two. The example between all 3 of them. The example that I immediately went to was the Catholic school teacher and how she had her freedom to act however she wanted in her mind, and the public school or the private school had the freedom. They had the right to enforce their rules.
Okay, so enforce their rules is basically what? Falls within which category?
Order.
Order, okay. The Catholic school, her freedom was having the child out of wedlock, if you remember.
Right.
The order was the Catholic school enforcing their teachings,
right.
And they ultimately did what when they enforced this order?
They fell on the side of order because...
And then they did what, though, specifically? To her?
To her, they fired her.
They fired her. There you go. Next group. Kevin's group. Give me a fact.
Sometimes the 3 conflict each other, like with the guy who's in prison and they wanted to use the priest's testimony.
Okay.
The priest.
Okay. Explain the Catholic confession a little bit to me, and anybody in the group can kind of talk about this.
He was in prison and he confessed his crimes to the priest.
What were the crimes?
That he murdered somebody.
Murder a little kid.
He murdered a little kid.
I mean, somebody.
His girlfriend and.
He murdered his girlfriend.
Or is it?
5.
It was 3 people.
4. What's that?
It was 3 people that he had.
Okay, he actually admitted to committing a triple murder is what it was. And what was the conflict when he admitted to this? He admitted this to the priest. What did the state of Oregon do?
They recorded the conversation.
And then they attempted to do what?
To use that against him.
Use it as evidence against him in court. Absolutely. Freedom versus order. Josie's group, give me a fact.
The FBI drug hiring, how they want to relax their rules based on if you've taken drugs in a certain period of time or what drugs that you may have taken, that kind of goes against like the equality and order. Like say like if you've never taken drugs and you're up for a job versus somebody who has taken drugs, the person that has taken drugs gets hired over you.
That's actually a really good point. It is a denial of equality in the FBI instance.
Like, they got hired over me and I never took drugs.
Yeah, because you could have the same qualifications, but the drugs could change this around. Jack's group, go.
Okay, freedom versus order, the OnStar.
I'm sorry, the OnStar, go ahead.
Do you have the freedom to drive your car without being like spied on?
Okay.
Or do you have the freedom to drive your car out of the bar at 1 a.m. and not be pulled over just because you're at a bar at 1 a.m.?
What are the police doing now with OnStar? Now?
Right now they're using it to slow down people's cars.
They're using it to slow down people's cars when what has happened to their car?
When it's been stolen.
Okay, so the police are basically using OnStar now as a service so that indeed they could bring your stolen vehicle back.
Yeah.
That is a positive thing in the big picture. But what conceivably could they use it for?
They could take away some of your I guess you could call it freedom to just drive it. You couldn't drive your car over the speed limit because they could detect that and they could bill you for it.
That's fine. Stop right there. They could conceivably monitor your speed with this because the OnStar can check your diagnostics. They can pop your doors, all sorts of things. Absolutely. Phil's group, go. Okay, order and law enforcement. Go ahead.
Because earlier you were talking about you didn't have the right to go in that guys take the bullet out.
Go ahead. You're talking about the guy that got shot. What was the story with this? A little bit louder. A little bit louder.
He, the police department didn't have the right to search him for the bullet that was implanted inside of him at the hospital.
Okay, so he had been shot, and the police didn't have the right to go in there and search, and this is a matter of order. What does order literally mean, Phil? What was another word for it that we used in class?
Help me out.
Anybody in the group?
Law enforcement.
Order means law enforcement.
No, man.
Give me another word for order. Anybody in the group? What does it mean?
Justice. No.
Not justice. What does it mean? Define it for me. We've heard of freedom, order, and equality. What does it mean to believe in order?
Security.
Security, safety was the word that I was looking for. If you believe in order, you believe that the government has the ability to provide a safe environment at the expense of freedom and equality. Go, Karen's group. Gotta go.
All right, freedom issue with the morphine pills.
Yeah.
When the cops busted into his house or apartment and saw him take the pills and took him to the hospital and forced the pills to come back up.
Yeah.
That's invading his right to.
What right specifically was violated? What law was violated when they did this?
To turn down medical attention.
To turn down medical attention. 4, 3. Search and seizures. Fourth Amendment, unreasonable searches and seizures. Sixth group, go.
All right, we were talking about the right, eminent domain.
Eminent domain. What about eminent domain?
How there was a group of developers that wanted to come in and take a whole bunch of really bad neighborhoods, level them all, and build new developments there for higher class citizens.
They did.
Yeah, and that ties into, I think, freedom and equality.
Okay.
Freedom because the people have, they live there. It's their freedom to live there.
So ultimately, what is the government taking from them?
Their land, their possessions.
Their property, and robbing them of what based on the Declaration of Independence?
Their pursuit of happiness.
Pursuit of happiness. Go, Kevin's group. Gotta go, gotta go. 5.
They're going to talk about the man who cheated his wife in North Carolina.
The man who cheated on his wife in North Carolina. Go ahead.
Uh,
What's that called?
Cheating.
There's a law. What's the law called? 5.
I don't remember.
4. Oh, the law. 3.
The law of marriage? Cheating law.
2. 1. Out. Kevin's group is out. Alienation of affection. Josie's group, go.
Well, when we talked in politics and we were talking about the electoral college and about how the different presidential races have been versus how many popular votes versus the amount of electoral college votes that everybody else has gotten. And we were discussing that actually Bush got 60% of the popular votes against Clinton, but since Clinton got the majority of the electoral college, then it's back to the whole thing with
Okay, let me make sure I understand this.
I
Bush got 60% of the electoral college votes, but Clinton won because Clinton got more electoral college votes. Did we say that?
No, oh my God.
Did we say that?
Stop.
Phil's group, did we say that? No, we didn't say. Jack's group, did we say that?
Yes.
No, did we say that? No, we didn't say that. Josie's group, I'm sorry. Out.
Sorry, guys.
60% of the people in that election voted against Clinton, but he did get more of the popular vote and the electoral college vote. Jack, go.
Hey, we're going to talk about gender issues, equality.
We can try. Talk to me.
The Catholic school teacher that was
What about the Catholic school teacher?
she was asked to leave after quit her job, fired from her job.
He said that.
Hey, but I'm talking about gender issues.
What about gender issues?
Equality. If it had been a man that had impregnated someone out of wedlock, would he have been?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. The thought process is that a man wouldn't be, and what's the obvious reason why a man wouldn't be fired in that instance?
Because he can't see it.
Because the woman's going to show and it's gender, the man's not going to show unless he tells and show it. Well, anyway, you get the idea. Phil's group, go.